hear you. And I think
You
you're
hear
off
me?
the side a little bit. I hear you now. Can you turn your camera just a little bit so you're in the middle?
Yeah,
Just
that's a hard thing.
there you
I
go.
see. Where? So?
Oh, that's good. You got it. Now you're smack in the middle. Yeah, you need to be right in the middle, or else it'll crop you off to the side, and then like half your face showing. Yeah, there you go. Maybe just could you just scooch just a scooch more to the other way, other way, other way. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right in the middle. You got to be right in the middle of your frame. Just a little
That's
more.
right.
Just a little more. Just a little more. No, other way, other way, other way, other way. Yeah, that direction. Keep going. No, other way,
Uh,
other way. No, other way. There you go. Towards the wall. Yeah, no, not that way. The other way. Towards the wall. Yeah. Yeah, you're it because everything is flipped around. It's so it would be, I guess, your if you could move just a bit to your right, just your body, not your camera. Just move a bit. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So that way you're right in the middle of the frame, right? So I think that's the biggest challenge. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Yourself? Do you
I'm
hear me?
good. I'm good. It would be nice, man. One thing I cannot do. There's no levels, right? I can hear you, but it'd be super nice if. Oh, I can. If I click on you, I can raise your volume control. You're a little softer than me because I'm using
Yeah.
a big
It's
mic.
only that I have fair connection right now, so I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Now
So
it's great.
yeah, it sounds good. Now we got it going, man. My first
So
collaboration on Haps. I've done collaborations like this live on using Ecamm software and other platforms like that. Streamlabs. I've done it with Facebook, and others. And what it does is it just like slices your screen and puts you on the
yeah.
side, right? So
So
when
that's
you
the
do the
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you do the call, you got to be like right in the middle of your screen because it does like you'd think you'd want to be off to your
Yeah.
side to create room, but no, you just want to be right in the middle because it cuts on both sides equally.
So
It
now I'm
trims you
sitting
on both ears.
in the middle because last time I did it with my co-host Blair of the Secular Foxhole. We
Uh-huh.
had that issue. But now I only see you. I don't see myself.
Yeah, I see you.
Now,
We're in the
okay, now,
stream. Yeah, in the
yeah,
stream, we're definitely. And now you're using the mobile app. Are you using the mobile app?
yes,
Yeah, I'm using the
I
desktop app, so I've got more
update
going on.
it now. So now we are probably streaming. I will check that if I because it asked me if I want to put it on my profile. So hopefully it will stream. Yeah, it's streaming on my Facebook also. So we
Cool. So you are
and prob
now. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
it's on my Facebook too. You are now live, and all of my friends and families, and most of my family, besides my real family, is my colleagues from work,
yeah.
who are quite
Do
amazing. And
yeah.
so, say hello to all my friends and my colleagues at work. This is Martin, my friend from Sweden. How are you, Martin?
Good. So now I know
Yes.
that we are on my Facebook also, and hopefully we are on Twitter.
Yeah, we are.
And
We're on Twitter. I checked it out. We are live. We're streaming on my Twitter and probably yours too. I think. I don't know,
yeah, and
but
that
I
was
have it
to
all.
check.
Twitter live.
Yeah, and that could be. I mean, we are testing this because it's fun and relaxing and laid back. But and I was starting to because I haven't been invited. I think so. I was waiting for the email. But then you started your live stream, and I was almost setting up, and now I see here, so it looks good on Twitter, and that was that you were a Periscoper, right?
I played with Periscope, but
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of Twitter. I just don't like the
no,
whole energy of Twitter.
yeah,
So I avoided it. And in that, I avoided Periscope. I used Periscope and Meerkat and all those things before they went to,
yeah,
well, before, I guess, Periscope went to Twitter, and I did most of my live streaming when I did it, which was last year during the very beginning of the pandemic. We were streaming every Saturday with a buddy of mine, one of my colleagues, on I think through Streamlabs or Ecamm, and then I would go
Mm.
to Facebook. I would go to Twitch. Not that I have big audiences there, and Instagram. So this is also, I believe, going into my Instagram. But
Yeah.
greetings from Mexico, you bastards.
Right. Greetings
Uh,
from Mexico.
bienvenidos. ¿Cómo está, señor? It's Yahi Choa. I thought it's so small.
It,
El texto es
it's
muy
good to
pequeño, lo siento, pero es difícil para mí leerlo en en la ventana abajo. Pero gracias, gracias por, por
una cerveza, por favor. That's what I know in Spanish.
sí, por supuesto.
But this is tea.
En, sí, sí, bueno. Vivo muy cerca de la frontera a México y de Tijuana. Vivo en San Diego y es muy útil hablar un poco en español. Sí, hombre, yo agastando mi inglés, me fueras dicho que hablas español. Don't worry. Okay, well, we're going to talk in English mostly because
Yeah.
Martin, how's your Spanish going?
No, it's as I said.
It's
I
not
know.
going. No va.
I remember una cerveza, por favor,
It's
from
good
school.
enough.
It's good enough. But I am thinking of
Perfectamente, hombre.
yeah, I'm thinking of testing to learn interlingua once more. Trying. I have tried it several times, but I will try to do it another time.
So,
So
what language would you pick if you had to pick a second language?
interlingua, so it's a made-up language, and but it is that you will be able to get around in Spanish-speaking countries with that. So
You
have
can?
you heard
How
about
is
that?
that?
Yeah,
How is that so?
yeah.
Is it
It's
like
because it's
Esperanto?
based on like at least no, it's a competitor to Esperanto, but it's based on like six different languages, including Spanish, but it's also Latin, but other languages also. And if you read a text in interlingua, you will be able to figure out most of it, I think. But then, of course, it's the hard thing to get starting and learn and test and so on. So, but I will try to do it another time. So,
Well, we have
so
un audiencia internacional de
yeah,
México, señor
yeah,
Yahiro Ochoa. Ochoa? 12. He's from, vive en Durango, en México. Qué bueno.
yeah,
Gracias. Gracias por todo, señor. But yeah, so it's 10 p.m. right now here.
yeah,
Here it's not. Here it's 1 o'clock in
no,
the afternoon. I actually
yeah,
have other things to do today. But
yeah.
for you, it's the end of the day, right? You just finished
It is.
recording
Yeah,
your
uh,
podcast.
po- yeah. Produktivitet, like productivity and tea in Swedish. So it was our episode 139 that we recorded.
Okay, so
So
productivity and tea. So you drank tea
yeah,
and you talked about productivity. And what
yeah,
was your topic
yeah.
today?
And but now I don't know how many episodes we done, but mostly now it's on tea because we got that.
So
Cheers,
you pretty
got
much.
that. Yeah, advice. It's a play with word in Swedish. So produktivitet is regular with
Oh, like
two one.
productivity.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But we
get
had
it.
added one e, so it's a made up word in Swedish. That doesn't exist. But when you put it together, it sounds fun. But we started out with talking about how getting things done and things like that. But then it's both interesting to talk about that and drinking tea, but we got that advice from one of partners that we have here that send us tea and so on, and we do reviews to concentrate on tea. So we have done that mainly for the last part here or latest part here. So we will continue with the tea. But with that said, it could be things that pop up regarding how to get things done and getting this tea ritual, for example, getting concentrating, focus, and it's kind of fun. For example,
So yeah,
what
let's
you are
talk
doing. You
about that
like
for a second.
sketching and so on. Yeah,
Yeah, so
we'll do
tell
that.
me about your tea ritual. You have a ritual? Do you practice a ritual when you make your tea, or do you just throw
No,
that
I
bag
want
in
to
the
do it.
cup and pour in the hot water, and I'm good to go?
I no, I do a sort of a ritual, but I don't do the tea ceremony that you do in Japan. So that takes longer time, as you know, and you have to if you do with matcha and green tea with the bowl. But I like matcha also. But what I want to do, and that's what we reflected a bit with certain teas, it is that you could brew them or steep them again if it's high quality tea, or if they are not so fermented as like black tea, regular black tea. So if it's like Darjeeling and Oolong and some other pear tea and other teas, white tea and so on, you could brew them or steep them in a couple of other more times.
So
So that's
have you ever
yeah.
experienced the tea ceremony? Have you ever done it?
No, no, I haven't done that.
It's a
One,
great experience.
yeah. Have you been in Japan? Have you
No, I
tried?
haven't been in Japan, but I had a tea ceremony experience, which was different than the Japanese tea ceremony. It was a Chinese tea ceremony, a tea
Yeah,
ritual that I experienced in San Francisco, in California. Here, I'm in San Diego. I was there for a
yeah,
conference, and as a team building exercise, I took my team. It was like the team that I was there with. There was about six of us. We went to this little tea house in San Francisco. We were doing a conference in the convention center right in the middle of San Francisco, and it was really great because it just we were so distracted with all of the happenings and the logistics and the plans for this big event where thousands of people were coming. We just took some time before it started, and we went to this tea house, and they brought us the tea. We examined the tea. It was a Chinese black tea. We were very mindful about it. We looked at it. We looked at the pot. We looked at the cup, and then there's like a whole ceremony in prepping the bowl, the pot, and prepping the cups with the hot water to get them to temperature. And then there's the first brewing, and you pay attention and think about what the flavor is and your gestures and the whole thing. And then you keep brewing the same tea leaves, with
mm,
more and more. And each time the flavor diminishes, but as it diminishes, different flavor notes come out of the tea. And usually you don't pay attention. Like when tea is really spectacular or finely crafted, there's a lot of complex flavors and things that are happening and different chemical things that are happening as the water once as the first steeping, but then as it starts to cool down, various different flavors come out. Now that's what I was told, right? I don't really know
yeah,
because I'm a coffee drinker, and tea to
yeah,
me is brown water. So I enjoyed the experience, though. I really did, and it
yeah.
was
Oh,
totally
that's good.
chill. It was more like a
Yeah,
meditation. So I don't know if I really got it. And I'm not a big tea drinker because the tannic acid doesn't sit really well in my stomach. And I love coffee. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I definitely have that cup in the morning. That's the first thing I do. And that is a ritual for me.
mm,
And I've been
yeah.
making
And I have my
coffee.
tea
Yeah, I've been
and
making.
CBD oil.
Yeah, and yep, that too, and CBD. I take my CBD, no, actually, I usually make my coffee first, and then
Mm,
after I have my first sip, then I go and take my CBD after my cup.
yeah, same here.
But and I brew my coffee the same way every day, and it where it throws me is when I travel or I'm at a friend's house or stay over at a family's house and they have a different way, and then I just like, okay, my coffee. How do I get my coffee? It's like my first thing my mind latches on when I wake up: coffee, coffee, coffee. And
Mm,
then once I get my coffee, I can then say, oh, what day is today? Oh yeah, since it's Sunday, that means I don't have to go to work today. So what do I have to get done today? Yeah, now it's
yeah.
10 o'clock, man. You must be tired. What's your typical day? What time do you usually get up?
Around 6 a.m. Sometimes I fall back to sleep depending on what I have for kind schedule. So, but the alarm clock is at 6 a.m.
6 a.m. So that's, yeah, I get up around 6:30, something like that. But and then you have a flexible work day, so you can like take a nap or
Yeah,
something like that. Because I've seen you on
yeah,
pretty late at night too. Because I know sometimes you're
yeah,
up 10, 11 o'clock, no problem. You're working on a
yeah.
project. You've got a lot of stuff going on. So for my friends and colleagues who are watching, Martin is an old school podcaster, an OG. As you know, I've been podcasting
But
for just
no
about
gangster.
forever. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Old guy is OG.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So you've been podcasting for some time, and you have a lot. How many podcasts are you involved with right now, my friend?
Too many? No, I want to have be involved in more, but around 10, 20, depending on
10 or
how you count.
20? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
at least
And
10.
so you
And it's
must be world
getting
famous, right? So you must have,
no, I'm not
lots of
word famous.
sponsorships and everybody. You're a huge influencer,
No,
right?
yeah, yeah. I'm a nano influencer, non
Nano
no
influence.
on
That's the first time I've heard
Twitter
that.
and
Yeah, like that.
yeah, I learned
It's a
that
good
from
word.
doing moderating. I checked the blog post, and they said if you have like 1,000 on Twitter or Instagram, you could call yourself a nano influencer. And I think we talked about indie podcasters and brand ambassador and things like that. That's how I got this CBD oil from Nordic Oil. Then I had to set up which account I had, social media accounts and whatnot. So even the small guys are counting. But no, I'm not a famous, well-known podcaster. But in my field or in my sphere here in Sweden and Europe, maybe, and of course in America also, when with my contacts there, and that I have like the moderating and small business trends and others. I had an ask me anything about podcasting some time ago, and that was interesting.
Well,
So,
you
and
will
I'm
be
working on
now.
my last site, yeah,
I mean,
teaparty.media.
this is the
Yeah,
most compelling conversation I think that's ever been had on the
yeah,
internet. So yeah, people will be just glued to this. I think this is going to all go viral.
yeah. You think so? I
Yeah. Oh, I know
what
so.
now
I'm
I
an
did something
optimist.
with the yeah with the cables here. It's all good here, but I have a simple headset here, Plattan. It's that's a product placement, an old one from Sweden
uh,
here. But I because otherwise I often use this when I'm doing my own thing. Do you see where
oh,
where
right in the
should I
middle.
put
Put it
it?
right in front of your
Yeah,
face. Yeah, put it right in the
yeah,
middle. Not on the side.
yeah.
Put it right in the middle. No, in the
See,
middle,
do you
in
see
front
it?
of your face. To your right. To your right. Yeah, there you go. Now I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I can see it now. You got to put it right in the
So
middle.
this is
Yeah.
lavalier because
Oh,
I like the yeah lavalier mic.
yep. A lavalier, a
Uh,
lapel mic where you
uh,
clip it
like,
on. Yeah.
yeah, so I like, but when I had to have like I had a good monitoring headphones, but they are probably not working. It's something with connection there, so some glap. But when I have
Those
yeah,
there
it's
are
hard.
those
So
Sennheisers?
no, it's a simple COS.
Oh, Cost. Yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good,
that's a
but
good
it's
name.
very simple one. But what it's doing that listening. So I listen that to on the podcast when I'm editing also.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
but when I do it
Oh, I see. Yeah, there
on
it is.
so I put that on Facebook Live, or now I could see Twitter. So I do the monitoring there. But when I tested the other time with my co-host Blair, it was this lag, and I still see some lag. It could be my phone, it could be the internet connection, or it could be apps. Because I put the best quality. You could choose the highest quality or something like that.
Yep, I did that too.
So but it's fun to see it on Twitter. I mean, it looks really good on Twitter. So that they said now when they defunct Periscope and put it together, they have seen an increase in streaming and viewing
Engagement and
engagement.
engagement.
So
Yeah,
and
we
that's
have
what I
20.
like with this
We have
for the future. Now,
23
yeah,
viewers.
we
23,
have.
which is pretty
Wow.
good. Yeah, see, and
Yeah, and then I will
and
ask
it's all
that
because of you,
because
man. It's all
it
because
is,
of you.
and that was that the spreading. So in the future, now I'm talking loud
It's
here.
not me. It's you.
Yeah, I know. I'm a
Martin
nano
made me
influencer.
do it. I'm using that
Yeah,
at work
good.
now.
Yeah,
They're like, "Who's
you're welcome.
Martin?" And I'm like, it
So
doesn't matter who Martin is. But he made me do it. He said
yeah.
he has this cool
Anyway,
cap,
yeah,
and so go check out Martin at Ego Netcast. That's
and
his
and
one of his many podcasts. But that's your core
yes,
podcast, right? So
yeah, it is. But
yeah.
again, thanks for you, Adam, for reaching out to me. Thanks to Haps. So we now have doing this podcast together. So I have an idea later on when we have guests and so on. It could be for a year from now or whatever. If
Hmm.
they understand the value and if Haps is still around, that's the power of distribution. Because if they have an Haps account and they link it to social media accounts, then you can get this effect as we are having now. Because I'm a guest and I spread it on my channels and you have your channels. So I don't know how many guests you could have at the same time, but maybe four or two. But on this small screen, it could be a bit hard anyway.
Yeah, I
So
think I've seen four. I think I've even seen more than that. Six. The
yeah,
challenge though is that everybody has a different connection to the network.
yeah,
Haps has a lot of internal challenges sometimes with their own processing. It's just because how complicated things are. I
yeah.
know from what I've heard from
Right
Haps,
now,
they're working
it's
on
it's
stuff in the
frozen
background
on
to make sure.
Twitter. Yeah,
I got
it's
to tell you something
frozen on
though.
Twitter. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, about Haps is we're frozen on Twitter. That's good. It's
Now it's
no
working. Yeah.
okay. Um, I can tell you, what was I going to say? Yeah, in my experience, because the last time I actually did anything with Haps was 6 months ago, and
Mhm,
it was dreadful. It was
mhm.
blocky, and I was
Yeah,
sitting right next to my router. So I was connected. I wasn't the problem wasn't on my side. It was just in getting it out there. It was frozen. There was a lot of time lag. There's still some of that, but it has improved. I've noticed that, and I think that it's 720 that it's streaming at. Maybe they've gone up to 1080. I don't know. It's
yeah,
gotten better. I think the big thing with Haps is it's free and there's no advertising
yeah.
like jumping all over
Uh,
you. And they're not all over
so
you like with Facebook or with YouTube. You say
yeah,
certain things or you cover certain topics and you're done. They put a big
yeah,
placard over you, not
yeah,
necessarily the truth, even when it is the
yeah,
truth.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. As I
They're,
have
they, they've got this
the
sort of
ring
editorial
on my
stamp on you.
face now.
Yeah.
Extremist viewpoints here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all good. But and it's interesting how it will develop. It, for example, if they will have a premium feature, or if we will be able to know these 25 viewers who they are or whatnot, or if that will be a private thing, or it's lots of things you could do in the future. But they replied to that, so I could do a shout out to them. Take your time, but the day when they link it together with LinkedIn, that will be interesting. But it's probably
Absolutely.
some things
Yeah.
for them
I think for
to, because I'm
business,
still waiting for that
ugh.
invitation from LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, again, also, I don't know. I just don't see Haps as a business platform yet.
No,
Um,
no, it's
you
more
know,
creative, but I like it.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
depending on how you see it,
yeah,
you have like a diamond. It's all facets, because this is fun and laid back, but it's also a business thing. How we testing out new media,
yeah,
and so I like it. So I think they should do it, but they should take, as I said, they are working on to upgrade and fix the bugs and getting more stable and so on.
right.
Uh, so I like that you don't have to have any fancy things. You could do it with. I like to have it on my phone, but it's good that I have it on a
Yeah,
computer
just with
also. But
I want to talk about that for a second.
yeah,
Hi, how are you? It is Opie. Oh, I can't even read this because my eyes are so old. It would be so cool if we can make the
yeah,
type bigger on the comments. But whoever said hi
yeah,
on Haps, Opie Jama, Jama,
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
I'm sorry if I
Hi,
got it wrong, but hi. Hello.
good cap has your friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
can see the chat too. That's cool.
yeah.
So yeah. So
But
what I
I
was gonna
often say, as a man, that we sometimes we could acknowledge the comments, but we could then, that I like with Haps also, you could log in and then comment later on also, because it could be hard with the multitasking.
Yeah. Do you go
But
back and look at
yeah, I
comments?
do.
How do you see those?
Yeah,
How do you see those? Do you get a notification, or you have to actually go to the watch the video again, or something like
Yeah, you watch the video, but when you see notifications, or if you like you had comment or you had given high fives or thumbs up or awards, so you see that as a notification at the bottom of the screen. Um, so now I see only myself again, so I don't know if
Ah,
it looks
cool.
good on.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would want to watch the playback here. This is just for the fun, having fun, collaborating on a Sunday. I don't know. And
Yeah.
sometimes what I do is, do you keep all your posts, or do you wipe them out?
Yes,
Yeah.
I keep them.
I used to do that, and now I'm more often deleting my wake,
Yeah.
because I'm afraid of what I might have said that might offend somebody. So if you're there to see it live, I'll let it sit for like a week. But then after that, whatever I said was so dated. If you watched it two
Yeah.
weeks from now, and it also, one of my frustrations with Habs, and I know they're busy working on stuff on the inside, it's really hard to find people or go back and look at
Yeah.
some old.
The search function. I was thinking, like for example,
Yeah.
find somebody in podcasting in Mexico, for example, or I wanted to find somebody when it was talking about Hong Kong or Taiwan or
Hmm.
so, but that I don't think they have it yet,
Yeah, not
and
very well. Not as good as it was with Periscope, where you'd see a map and then you could say, "Ooh, someone's streaming from my old hometown. Let me go check them out." And you can zoom in, and it was so much
yeah,
easier to get the content. And it was all tied to Twitter, so you would get a notification saying so and so is streaming. Twitch is doing this really well.
mm,
It works really well, and the engine behind Twitch as well. There's so much money in Twitch, right? That's Amazon, I think, that's running Twitch, so it's running over AWS, and it's very strong. And the challenge which with Twitch is that for the most part, it's kind of like TikTok is the same way. It's a much younger demographic that generally uses Twitch, or you would think that, oh, if it's on Twitch, it's got to be gaming, and we know that
mm,
not everyone is twitching for gamings, but Twitch is about, twitching to get the game done, right? So,
mm,
there's definitely an opportunity to create a broadcasting platform like Twitch, but for conversation. And I would also say this, as I am closer to the baby boomer age than Generation X, or maybe, the millennials. Uh, Having something that's easy and simple to use for the older generation to connect without having to be together like this, and I think ease of use is very important too, because that was what was so great about Periscope. It was so easy. It was just like,
mm,
go live, click the button, boom, it works, the chat works, like everything was smooth like silk. I feel like some of the other platforms that I've used, it's a challenge. There's so much going on. It tries to do a little bit of everything, that all I really want is, sometimes it's hard to find what I want. But I'm seeing here
so
below me, I see
yeah,
here various configurations. I can have a grid of up to 6 people. So we can have up to six
mm,
guests, I think, at the same time.
mm,
So that's kind of
so that's
cool.
good. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have that now. The viewer is asking if you follow me, I will follow you. So, and you could revert that also. If he's following you, you will follow back. And I got, I think I got this thanks to the person who introduced me to Haps, Eileen Smith. So I got this VIP status, so like the discover. How do you have a discovery tab? You could say, but then it is something with the algorithm, so you have to have a certain views in order to be keep being on that list. But then I got during one time I got lots of followers there, so it
So
was
did you
hard to
know? Did
keep
you have
up.
a connection with Eileen beforehand?
Smith, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, oh, I
she's
know who she is. She's a
yeah,
great.
yeah,
She does
yeah, sure,
great
yeah,
tech podcasts, how to do stuff,
yeah,
and she's really
yeah, yeah. We
charming.
go so-called long back ago. We're bloggers. She started, best basic blog tips or something like that. And so we have yeah, we have been friends for a long time, and fellow podcasters and fellow bloggers. So and
Hmm.
she's very good at this live streaming and video and so on. So she introduced me to Haps, and had some connection there with Peter and Pablo and others. So, and she has others that she have tested stream Ecamm, as you said, and StreamYard and others. But what I liked with this was that I could do it on my phone and it was easy to set up. And also, as I said, this connection and distribution, and uh, you could have a sort of profile on apps, and then link your other social media accounts, and also some kind of that you could find others like you and me here, but we you could then see, oh, Adam has a Twitter account, I check that out, or Instagram, and then so I like that. So it will be interesting to see what we will do in the future. But as first, we have to have a robust standard and quality, and it's working for different platforms and different connections because they want. I mean, that's how they started out to be like citizen journalists and what's going on in the world and like news things going on. I think, but now they've become broader than that. So.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Where do you find the most engagement with your streams? I know that when we use something like Haps, it's simultaneous live
Yeah.
broadcasting. So it's going to all these various places right now. So you could watch this on Twitch or Twitter or
Yeah.
Facebook or Instagram out of all
YouTube.
of those. Or is it
Yeah.
Haps that you receive the most
Yeah.
engagement?
Over time it's apps or at least viewing and so on and
For you,
but
right? For you.
yeah, but it's not much. I mean, but I enjoy everyone. I mean, it's a if it's, as I said, a thinking individual and positive comment or a constructive criticism, I'm all for it. With I have so small on YouTube, and with Facebook's algorithm it's hard, but then I see some likes and so on and maybe sometimes comments, but I want to get people, invite them to is free, as it is free, as you said, to join apps and test it out. You don't have to stream. You could watch others if you want, and do both, of course. So I really want to push for this over time because I like their style, atmosphere, and it's lots of good stuff there. And then, of course, if you get all the notifications, I have put them off because I you had so many followers and you follow so many, so after time it will be hard. So
Right. You
for
keep
me
on
it's
getting a
when I'm
notification. So and so is live. So and so is
yeah.
live. It's just
So
too
and of
much,
course
right?
you want it yourself, but somebody's waiting for me to stream. But I'm realistic about that. That's not the case. But I have
Yeah.
some like a guy, for example, a friend in as you are in California also had Mark Moses. So I pinged him and asked him if he knew about this bill, for example, and he said he didn't know about it. But I asked him then if he want to had time to listen to our podcast and our episode. So so sometimes if you and I put that in my bio, but I have a so-called a provisionally, or how you say it, it's not cut in stone or every, but I want to do it on a regular basis. I started out with a couple of times per week, and now I want almost to have it not every day, but 5 times or seven. But I can't manage that. But I have it if I am free. I want to do it, especially on Tuesday Tech, and then on Thursday like towards Hammer. So at
Hmm.
least 2 times. But then depending on if I have other things. But I also test in different time zones. So sometimes it's afternoon Central European time. Sometimes it's in the morning. Sometimes at noon. Sometimes in the evening. So and to see if it have any effect on that. So
It's interesting. I
but I like
find,
the distribution again because otherwise I have to jump on then YouTube and on Twitch or on Facebook or and this is more like my hub, even if it's apps. But so I will continue with it. I will not spend lots of time on doing like live streaming on Facebook or on YouTube or even on if I get an invite on LinkedIn, I want apps to connect it to LinkedIn if it's possible, because then I could promote that I know about this platform also, and that you what you could use it for. That's I mean, as a new media advisor, that's what I want to learn. And this was the thanks again, then Eileen. This was the tool that I managed to handle because I have tested all kind of others, and it have been hard, especially on a smartphone. So
yeah, that's right. So you're using an iPhone 6, I believe, which is
yeah, six
amazing that it still
six
works.
knock on wood,
Oh
6S
man,
plus
I've been
because
listening to the reviews of the new iPhone
it's
13.
still you could have a connector in the phone there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
what did you
listening
say?
to the reviews. I was like when I watched the release of the iPhone Pro,
Yeah.
iPhone 13 Pro. I was like,
The lucky
you know,
number
that's
13.
nice. I have an iPhone 11 Pro and it
Mm.
works beautifully. I didn't upgrade to the 12, though I do like the flat edges rather than the soft edges that slip out of your hand like a bar of soap.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
really do like that old school edge but I didn't upgrade it to the 12. And so if I upgraded, it'd be 2 generations. But still, and I'm like, in the battery, I'm starting to feel that the battery is not as fresh as it used to be.
Mm.
But I was like, I don't really need it. And so when Apple did their announcement of the phone, right? And I'm a Mac guy, so I know people like PC. Some people only like Android. I get it. I get it. It's cool. I got a
Yeah.
PC too. It's all good. We can live in. It's a big world. There's enough room for
Yeah.
everybody to like the tools they use.
Yeah.
But for me, that's my phone. And so when I saw the announcement from Apple and I read about it, I was like, yeah, do I really need it? I don't know. And then I listened to a podcast where they were talking about it and they go into depth about it and they talk about all the features actually in application and how they really work and everything like that. And then I'm like, I want one. And it was
Mm.
funny. And here's why it's funny is like the company did a really good job and they have all the money in the world, right? They're the richest company in the world to tell you
Mm.
why you want one. But that didn't trigger me. What triggered me was someone I trusted who his podcast, I've actually met this pundit before,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew them, like uh, uh, platonically, like not my best friend, but like someone I had met at a conference before, and they would
Mm.
recognize me, and we would say hello, but they're not like really my buddy, but I would know them, and so I listened to the podcast, and I was like, wow, you know what? I trust this person more than I trust the company. So now
Yep.
I feel like I want one. And not only that, I want one of the Mac minis too, the new iPad minis. Right. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and like I could feel the dollars flying out of my wallet, but it's because of the podcast or,
Mm.
it could be a stream. There's something that should be said about the organic nature of receiving information from just another person who doesn't have the same kind of motivation. I'm not trying to persuade you to buy anything, right? Like, if whether you buy a phone or not, or buy a brand or not, like, I'm not gaining anything from this. We're not being sponsored here, right? This is just our own
Mm.
personal opinion.
Not yet.
And well, okay, well,
Cheers.
but what I'm
No,
trying
I'm
to
joking.
say is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there's
That's all
great
good.
power in the personal opinion.
Yeah.
Like, look, I know you're going to tell me that your phone's great. You made it, right? But when I hear it's
Mm.
great from someone who I trust and they're delivering it to me in a way that seems to be more unfiltered and more like we're just having a conversation, which is what this platform can provide, right? That's where it's really great. So, especially like travel or services, various services. Like if I want to find out about whether something's worth investing in, like a program or an application or software as a service, whatever, I'll go to YouTube and watch, and try to
Mm.
find something that's not sponsored, right? It's hard to
Yeah.
do because they can now advertising kind of looks like it's more like
Mm.
this, right? It's only a matter of time before, they
But
like the moles, the marketing
yeah.
moles infiltrate and start like, well,
Yeah.
I thought they were just two guys. No, they're totally being paid.
Yeah. And you see that's in blogging and so on. It could be this standardized text and very in various way. But I think apps could develop with that. But what I like is it's an interesting mix, like content creators and musicians and creators and artists and journalists and all kind of thing. But and in on YouTube it could be very hard to. It's a jungle. It's hard to find things, and some of the videos very. I mean, not always up to date, and sometimes it's lots of it out there. So, but it is this thing, know, like, and trust. This referral engine that John Jantsch is talking about. So yeah,
I found with
so we'll see.
YouTube that the majority of watchers are not producers, right? So you have an
No.
environment where people are just consuming, right? And
Yep.
and there are a lot of producers too, but the watching community is much bigger, and that's like you can't even get your mind around how many people are watching YouTube's. And also, when you put your video out there, there's so many other videos that are just like yours or even deeper than yours, or most people won't even ever see your stuff. I feel
mm,
like on a smaller platform like Caps, it's the opposite. Most of the folks probably watching are
mm.
also producing, right? They're
Yep.
also creating videos. So your audience essentially is other streamers, other people who are looking for attention.
Mm. It's funny that you say that. It's like, have you heard about that space or event organizer called Creative Mornings?
I don't know who that is. No.
It should be also in California. It started out with she had it was, you could say, an app called To Do first, but it was spelled TEUX, but it sounds
Oh,
like
like
To Do.
Jew. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and she and her name is Swiss. Her company is Swiss Mix or Swiss Miss or something like that, similar to that. And she wanted to find other creators and meet them and mingle and learn from them. So she started Creative Mornings, and her motto is that everyone is creative, everyone is welcome. So they have a monthly theme around the world, and then they have and it's in the morning, so somebody is sponsoring the breakfast, and then it's a location or avenue, and then you have a short talk, like 20 minutes, and so it's breakfast, 20 minutes, so everything is done in an hour. And it starts like I don't remember if it was starting at 8 a.m. or something like that. So so
Are they
and
on
but
Clubhouse? It sounds like something you'd
no,
find
no,
on
it's
Clubhouse.
physical. It's a physical event, but they
Oh, it's
also,
actually, well,
yeah,
it
but they will
probably
stream
hasn't
it
been
also.
physical over
Yeah,
this
no,
year, right
no,
now. It's a
no,
Zoom.
that's true. And
Yeah.
here in Sweden, it was in Stockholm and Malmö, and then it started in Gothenburg. But then it's lots of work to do it. But you get then support from the headquarters and so on in different ways. But I liked this atmosphere and style. Everyone, even if it was bright and early in the morning, people were happy and positive and want to talk and mingle and have something to eat and drink. But that the focus was that talk that was often very, also inspiring on that monthly theme that they had.
Right.
So and
So
then
the price of engagement was that you were not going
time
to be
your
a jerk, right? You're
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
there and be helpful and be
yeah,
positive. Yeah, you're
yeah.
not trying to make trouble or anything like that.
So in a way, I again I mostly create myself and watch some others also, and it's again the time thing. But as you said, if it's only creators, then nobody will consume, and vice versa. But here I have sometimes joined and watched somebody playing music, and then done some high
Hmm.
fives and thumbs up and awards and so on, because they perhaps have had several challenges, not maybe not lately, but and didn't be on the top list because I saw some that were very good at it, or they had a system of getting new invites and getting people joining. But they had this with t-shirts and coffee mugs and tea mugs, and you had this leaderboard.
Hmm. I
And then
remember that. Yeah.
you got coins because you participated. So I have, like, I think, is it 20,000 coins or something like that? So
Wow, you should
I could,
start giving away awards. Give them to
yeah,
me. I'll give
I will
away.
do that. Yeah, I will do that. And
Yeah, so
talking
for
about
me,
that,
this is my
the,
today is my first
yeah,
broadcasting day since 6 months. I did a few
yeah.
haps
Could
live
I
outside.
could I give you now, even if I'm like a guest? Could I do that
I
at the
don't
same
know.
time?
Yeah, you could certainly listen to the playback. I don't know. I
And
don't
then I
know.
could do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably.
Because
Yeah,
I don't see
that's so great.
anything right now.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Hi.
Yeah, and I certainly can't give them to myself.
No.
So I have probably about 2,000 coins just from checking in. Hey,
Yeah,
bub.
and that's the game, and that's the gamification also. That sometimes things, lives is come in between. So if you're like you haven't done anything for 2 weeks, they could say, okay, if you sign in now and do a streaming, you will keep
Hmm.
your be on the this discovery tab or something like that. So. and then you also, if you have a streak, but now you have done it 7 days in a row or whatnot, or you get coins over time, and I like that positive thing. I mean, so they have something
Yes, it's
going for
positive
them. Yeah,
reinforcement because they give you
yeah,
little gifts every time you jump
yeah,
in. I have to do a few shout outs. My
yeah.
good
Do that.
buddy Chris Russell, who is an expert at zombies, and he has a great podcast on zombies. He's watching it.
Okay.
Chris, how are you? Chris and I ran the
Yeah.
Chicago Marathon. Believe it or not, actually,
Yeah.
I walked it, and he pulled
Yeah.
me across the finish line. I ran some of it, about half of it, and then I probably walked the second half with Chris. And thank you for that, man. And that was a long time ago. And my good friend Sean is watching. So we were talking about engagement, right? So,
Yep.
as I said, I was on here about 6 months ago. I really didn't find very much engagement. I did a bunch of streams, few people watch, but I get more engagement on Facebook because that's where, I generally am more often. Not that I like
Mm.
Facebook so much, but I'm pretty neutral generally.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll get a little bit of engagement in the other Facebook, which is Instagram. The
Mm.
Facebook owns Instagram. I just post pictures on Instagram because I'm a designer and an artist. So I'll do my drawings and stuff like that. But I get most engagement for these kinds of streams on the Facebook. So for me,
Mm.
well, I'm really excited. We have 36 live viewers on Haps, which is super cool. I think that's Haps. I don't think they're counting the
Yeah.
Facebook views.
No,
I don't know
I
how they
think
would do that.
no,
Right.
maybe they add it up somehow. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. I wonder, yeah, about that. Yeah,
And on the
that's good.
Facebook, if I go over here, I can't really see how many live viewers there are. Oh, it says two. Okay, yeah, I can. So we've been on for 49 minutes now. We have two live viewers. So it's Sean and it's Chris. Hey man, and Chris, uh, you should definitely check out, if you're a runner, check out his podcast, Run Live.
Wow.
Really great. Really, it's like he's an OG podcaster too. Been doing
So
it for, I don't know, more than 10 years.
so
And
how did you manage? Now I interrupt you. How did you manage with the texting here?
how did I manage with the texting, and
His
which
podcast, Run Live. It's how do you say?
oh yes, Run Live is the name of the
Yeah,
podcast. And
but
is it
it's texting on the live now, so you don't have to listen to us. They could read it.
Oh, they can. Oh yeah, because he's watching. So
No,
so
but it's a text on the screen. How did you set
Oh,
that
I
up?
get it. How did yeah, so here's the cool thing, and it's at runrunlive.com. The cool thing about Run Live, about this, is that Facebook does automatic transcription. So those are just automatic transcriptions live.
But did you set that up somehow?
No, I didn't. It just automatically it's putting those transcriptions out there. So I think that Chris is asking if we're talking about marketing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So now I
No.
get your comments on my. That's interesting. So it's not mostly the comments probably your friends, right? Or
Yeah,
contacts.
that's right. Yeah, some of these comments. Yeah, some of these comments are live. So Chris, tell me in the chat here. Tell me the name of your latest podcast, which is about the zombies, so we can give you a plug to all 37 people who are watching live
Yeah.
on HAPS,
I
HAPPS.
I have
Chris, you should
several
check out HAPS.
preppers that are into zombies here
Yeah. Oh well,
in
Chris.
Sweden.
Chris is a pretty amazing author, and
Yeah.
one of my favorite running off authors. And he said, I just saw it in the feed that you were live. Yeah. So he saw it in Facebook because he's my friend, and Chris and I are very good friends, though I haven't seen him in a long time, and colleagues in a sense. Yeah. After the Apocalypse is his book, audiobook. Go check it out. It's spectacular. It's amazing. He's going into series two, but it's out there to listen to. Just Google "After the Apocalypse" zombie audiobook. Chris Russell, check it
Hmm.
out. It's worth your while. It definitely is. And I've known Chris for years and years and years, and he's a great guy, and all of his books are great. Just Google, not Google, Amazon. Search on Amazon for Chris
Hmm.
Russell with your wallet and donate and pay. He's worth it. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Are we talking about marketing? No, actually, this collaboration with Martin here. Martin's in Sweden, right? And we just wanted to try it. We just wanted to
Yeah.
test collaboration because that's a theme this week on Haps is collaboration. So it was like, yeah, let's do it, man. So we could say we've done a collaboration.
He wants to be
Uh,
on the notification next
oh
time.
yeah, if you asked me if I wanted to be notified next time you went live, yeah, if you want a notification, sure, I would say no. You'll find out from Facebook, right? Because the thing about Haps, which is cool, is that it does simultaneous streaming. So it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on anywhere I am. You can get the video, right? And same thing with Martin's feed. So it's a great way if you collaborate. Just the podcast haven't launched it as a book yet. So if you want to listen to the story, go check it out after the apocalypse. It's really great. I'll have to do a collab with you, Chris, and we can talk about the process of creating an audiobook. That would be fascinating. I'm going to be streaming on Haps. I think I'm going to start doing this every Sunday for an hour or so. Now we've been going for just about an hour, and I could probably go for another couple hours with you, man. But I got stuff to do today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I have to do today, Martin? Because
No,
it's
no.
only it's not even 2 p.m. here. It's 1:58. Yeah, Chris says I always say no to notifications. You and me both, brother.
Mm,
Don't inform me. I like to find out later, and then if I want, I'll go back. I listen to the replay.
yeah.
So I'm telling you, Martin, do you know what I have to do today? Can you guess
No.
what I have to do today? If you can, I'd be like, oh my God, that's creepy. Uh, guess.
It's
Give me a guess. What do you think I have to do
uh,
today?
do you do something special with in autumn? No.
Something special that you need to do in autumn?
Yeah.
Uh, no.
No.
But it is something special. So you got it half right. That is definitely
Yeah.
something special.
Yeah. It's not talking about zombies because that's not that's in November, the celebration of the dead, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Día de los
Yeah.
Muertos. Sí, sí. The
No, I
video
don't
is really
know.
good. No chatter. Oh, cool. Yeah, Chris is saying the video is great. Thank you. Let's
It's
thank you for letting us know. Well, I'll tell you, you came close. Definitely when you
mm,
said zombies, because I think it's the Dawn of the Dead or the
yeah.
original zombie movie, the one that was filmed in the 70s, was filmed. Do you know what city it was filmed in? Do you?
In your place.
It was no, it was filmed in Fort Myers, Florida, where I used to live for
No.
so many years. Yeah, the Day of the Dead. And speaking of Fort Myers, my daughter and zombies. My daughter is getting married in December in Fort Myers, not too far from where they filmed the Day of the Dead movie in the
Yeah.
70s, the original one, the
And
really bad cheesy
and
one.
I'm a bit sensitive, so zombies and creepy movies and whatnot. It's not my
Yeah,
cup of
it's
tea.
yeah, I get now your cup of tea. Funny. So, yeah.
But
So,
it's
but
all good.
anyways,
So I will check it out. I will check out his podcast, and we'll see what we
yeah.
can
But
do
let
that
me tell you what I'm
for future.
doing.
Yes.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to
What
do
are you
with
doing?
zombies. Yeah. So
No.
my daughter's getting married in December, and for the
Congratulations.
wedding, I'm
Best
getting a new
premises.
suit made, custom
Yeah.
suit,
Yeah.
and
Wow. So you're
so
going to the tailor?
yeah, exactly right. And what I just got an email saying that my suit is ready, so I have to try it on for the
Wow.
first time, and then they'll make adjustments, because they just built it from scratch. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
this afternoon and get my suit fitted, and then I
Cool.
won't get it today. I'll get it, and it's not until December, so I got lots of time. Thank
Yeah.
you, man. Thank you for getting congrats. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and it's very very exciting. Yes, my daughter Cassidy is getting married in December. Cassidy is an ultra runner. She when she goes out to run, it's 50 miles or more. She won't even consider it unless it's 50 miles, and she's finished 5 or 6 100-mile races. And when I say 100-mile race, I mean straight. They might sleep for a couple of minutes, but you start and then you finish. It's not like you do a couple of miles and then the next day you do a couple of miles.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's just this crazy runner, and she likes to practice a lot when it comes to running, and I love her to death. She's amazing. So yeah, very proactive with the suit fitting. Yeah, I hope I still fit into it by the time I get to December, right?
Otherwise, you have to
It's like
run a bit.
Exactly. I need to get my exercise done. I'm working on my before picture now, so it's like it should fit just fine by the time we get to December. And I can always have additional adjustments made. I even said to them when I was getting the suit made, it's like, can you make sure that we either take it in or take it out? Like leave extra
Mm,
fabric on the inside so we can go in
that's
either
all good.
direction. Because they're like, oh yeah, sure, we do that for everybody. It's like you could even come in, the like when I got the suit made, they're like in like 5 years from now, if you come in, we can readjust the suit and we'll do it with the price of the suit. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it was like, if you're going to buy, how often am I going to wear a suit? I don't really wear a suit at work. So a lot of other people do it. I generally don't for what I do. And so, this is something I'm going to wear at weddings and funerals. And if I'm ever at an interview, like a business interview, I guess. But anyhow, so that's going to be fun. Very much out of my element when it comes down to getting suits made. I'm not a fashion guy, so it was just like what.
I
Anyhow,
have a I have a friend where that contact that I could maybe you should could talk you and how to find your so-called matching colors and things like that, and also what you have in your how to say closet. So we could talk more about that.
oh, I only have skeletons in my closet, so zombies. We're
You
someone
should have
saying
a
goodbye.
try.
Yeah, take it easy, Chris. Thanks for watching. And Joe, man, Joe is here. Joe, one of my colleagues, Joe. It's good. I'm glad you watched a little bit. So cool. It's so cool that my friends and colleagues are watching, and they're probably going to watch this on the feed. So, I had originally intended that we would just talk about casual
Y-
things, maybe
Yep.
learn a little more about Sweden, and maybe you could learn a little more about San Diego. But we really just talked about apps and social media and the stuff we
Yeah.
should talk about. So, interesting to me, but to the rest of the world, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But
It's all good. It's up
yeah,
to when we do. But this is now working, so we could do it now and then.
yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely. And it's actually, yeah, easy to talk to
And
you.
it's a
And
good practice because I want that I want we should try to do that in the future for our podcast.
oh yeah,
But we have to
absolutely.
figure something out with tech and if guests and others are up for it. But I think that's what I say. I see the potential with the HAPS.
I think Haps definitely needs a hemp show, the Haps
Yeah,
hemp show. I mean, like it really does because Haps
yeah,
is it's H&H, right? So it
yeah,
kind of fits,
yeah,
right? So a show of folks, we could be the ambassadors for hemp on Haps,
yeah,
right? And people can go to Haps to find it out how to responsibly utilize the product that
yeah,
is widely available and for all kinds of things. Anyways,
yeah.
but we won't get into that today. We've gone an hour,
No,
Martin. I'm
yeah.
gonna need to wrap this up because I have to go try on my suit, and actually it's like an hour from here, so we got to
Wow.
drive to
Yeah.
get to the place and all
Safe
that kind of
ride
stuff.
and
It's
have fun.
downhill from here. It's the uphill on the way back is going to be more challenging, but it should be fine. But thank you for your time. I know it's late
You too.
there. It's like
Yep.
11 p.m. by you. So have a
Yep.
good evening, get some rest, and I will talk to you next weekend.
Yep.
I'll see you later,
Cheers.
buddy. Ciao.
Bye
Bye,
for now.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.